The menace that is Lilly Tino has finally fallen off. Let's find out why in today's video. Link to the original video is down in the description below. If you like the commentary and discussions that you hear on my channel, consider subscribing. Let's jump right into it.
What happens when a creator tries to rage bait the entire internet? Well, in most cases, they end up like Lilly Tino, who went from having the support of hundreds of thousands of people for their transition to becoming one of the most hated TikTokers of all time, and in many people's eyes, rightfully so. What started as a discussion on trans rights turned into them harassing minimum wage service workers to farm content.
And spoiler alert, it always ends that way, unironically. Not just for Lilly Tino, not to be just being completely fair. Every single one of these like virtue signal trends end up just being let's harass minimum wage workers. That's how it always ends.
Okay, the Sweetwater starts at okay.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
It's just always like a knife. It always hurts every single time.
Filming in women's bathrooms without others' consent,
Which, by the way, is against the law and technically violates pretty much every terms of service in regards to every social media. Well, if it's like a private bathroom, that's different. But if you're purposely trying to record other people in the restroom, that is like you can go to jail for that.
and discussing topics at Disneyland not appropriate for the children around them.
I think Disney's going to ban me for this one. My corn dog is still intact. I'm not happy about that, but sadly it takes a long time to turn a corn dog into a inverted corn dog.
Lilly Tino's spiraling TikTok career can only be described as a series of bad choices that alienated everyone, including the people that made them famous in the first place. They had every opportunity to scale back their antics, apologize, and promise to do better, but Lilly Tino chose to double down until there was no one left in their support.
You know, I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm always going to be a confrontational person, but I think there's ways to do it that are not channeling the anger I feel at the world for hurting me.
That sounds like mental illness. Unironically, that sounds like you need to go to therapy, get some serious psychological help, regardless if you're trans or not. Like, it's kind of crazy if you think about it.
So to that end, I'm gonna take a break.
And now, they might even get banned from their favorite place on top of losing their career. Hi, I'm the internet.
They should have if they're recording other people in the restroom, just being completely fair. Dr. Disrespect got banned for a little bit because of that.
Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we're diving into the deserved downfall of Lilly Tino, how they drew the anger of the internet, turned even their most loyal fans against themselves, and violated people's privacy so severely it could potentially land them behind bars.
So yeah, like, and what's even crazier, so I obviously know about this specific instance, but people were defending this person like, oh, it's not a big deal. But like this person like gets like a weird satisfaction out of recording in women's spaces, right? Like it would be different if it's just like, oh, you know, you're at the gym, you take a picture or whatever, which by the way, you shouldn't be doing that in the locker rooms anyway. But like, let's say you're at the gym in a public area, that's different. But this person like wants to gets like some weird satisfaction out of showing people that they're in a woman's private space. Like it's just so, it's kind of gross if you think about it.
But you know what's not behind bars?
It's almost like it's their fetish. It's almost like it's their fetish. It's almost like it's a fetish.
The subscribe button, which is why I can't understand why 76% of people watching my videos aren't subscribed.
I'm subscribed. Are y'all subscribed? Always support the original creators. It keeps the world go around. It keeps the world going round. My bad. It's like 12 a.m. and I'm trying to catch up on videos.
So please take a moment to subscribe and let's get into the video. Before they became the viral trans TikToker hated by everyone, Lilly Tino was 27-year-old Nicholas Contino, who came out as a transgender woman to his boss and colleagues in 2020. Their peers were quite supportive and
Which was weird because it's like it all happened during the pandemic for everybody, feels like. Or like right before the pandemic or in the pandemic is when everyone decided to be trans.
and encouraged them to share their transition with the rest of the world online. Lilly took their advice and started posting on TikTok. What none of them realized, however, was just how effective this was going to be, as LillyTino went viral with just their 5th video on the platform, with it getting over 9 million views.
10 million views on TikTok. Jesus Christ, dude. What a banger. Moments in my transition that altered my brain chemistry. Oh, shit. What a choice word. Choice words. Brain chemistry.
More importantly, the comment section of this video was filled with people offering their support to Lilly. Over time, they also started calling themselves a food critic and began live streaming their experiences at restaurants. LillyTino and their chat would also try to end most streams with a heartwarming gesture by pitching in to come up with a huge tip for Lilly's server.
My audience came together and put together a little tip for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you guys so much. It's very sweet. Oh my goodness.
Do you want to know how much it is?
No, I'm afraid to ask.
Do you want me to write it down for you?
Oh my God, you guys. That is so sweet. Oh.
See, like, this is what it should be about. Like, it don't make it your whole identity. Do something else and celebrate that. Because then you get into grifter territory, which you got to be careful with. Because you can always grift too hard to the sun. They say you can't. You can. You can always grift too hard.
So far, so good, but one of these wholesome live streams was about to become the starting point of their downfall. This incident took place at a cheesecake factory where Lilly was enjoying a meal with their dog, when a woman next to Lilly's table started confronting them out of nowhere, declaring herself as a TERF.
You know I'm a TERF, right? Trans-eccentric, radical feminist.
So an actual feminist.
Are you a TERF?
I'm a TERF.
Wow.
A TERF, for those who don't know, is someone who identifies as someone that hates transgender people.
I wouldn't say that. That's very dramatic. Unless that I mean, there's people who are just actual feminists who don't believe that biological men can occupy and understand what a woman actually will go through. I don't know. I'm a guy, so maybe I wouldn't understand. But it says a person whose views on gender identity are considered hostile to transgender people or who oppose social and political policies designed to be inclusive of transgender people. But the way he says it is hates. That's not entirely what this means. Or who opposes. Opposing doesn't necessarily mean that you hate, right? I oppose a lot of things, but I don't hate people for it. Like, for example, I hate taxes, but I don't oppose it because I gotta pay it. So that's an example of something I do hate, but I still do, and I don't oppose because I know we need taxes to exist as a country. So it's like, there's certain things you can. It's just more complicated than that. I don't like the word "the hate" that he uses, because is actually people who hate trans people, and ironically, they're not TERFs.
And true to her label, this woman was out to get Lilly in any way she could.
Oh.
Would you like me to move somewhere else? I will.
No, actually, you should tell me about being a TERF.
You're a boy, right? Don't fuck with me, because honestly...
They sound drunk as shit. I'm gonna be honest. People need to stop. Can I just say it? They gotta say, this not even has nothing to do with this video, but I'm gonna fucking say it. Can we stop getting drunk at the Cheesecake Factory? I'm gonna be honest. This is might not even. I'm tired of it. Every fucking time I go to the Cheesecake Factory, someone's always hammered and being loud as fuck. Okay? I know it's a loud place, but can we stop getting drunk? Either they're getting drunk beforehand or they're drunk in there. I don't remember if they serve wine or not. I stopped going because I was tired of people getting drunk as shit in there or drunk people in there. Okay? All right? Are we good? All right. Sorry, I had to get that rant out. It was really bothering me for a long time. Never did I think I would have this opportunity in this video.
Lilly ended up posting this encounter on their TikTok, which quickly became the most popular video on their account.
17 million!
Even more support for them, with comments like, "She thought she did something. I love your composure. I would have gone nuts." And "I'm so sorry. You handled this so well." However, as this video gained more traction, people started noticing some odd things about it, like the abrupt cuts in the video, which could have hid some of Lilly's response to the woman that might have riled her up even more. Some even accused the video of being completely staged in its entirety, with a comment going into more detail about why it felt fake, stating, "The first video with the TERF screaming in the restaurant, it feels fake to me. Like the person going off screen and screaming out of nowhere. I'm wondering if this was set up by Lilly. It would have been easy to have their mum or friend at another table, make a scene, and never return to that restaurant. That looked like a fancy place. No one is going to start yelling. They'd complain to the manager quietly." And while these comments faded into obscurity,
You know what's crazy? When I saw this video, I noticed that stuff, but I didn't even think about that. And you know what's even crazier? I'm assuming, like, believe it or not, spoiler alert, a lot of the TikTokers are fake. But I don't even think this person's that clever enough to do that. Because if you think about it, it would be endless content if they could figure out how to script it every time. Which if if it, and by the way, it's not a new idea. Prankster channels have been doing this forever, and now it's the interview channels. It's not a new thing. But I just, maybe I'm not giving this person enough credit to fake something like this, but it's actually a really smart move that they did. But I don't know. We'll see.
they managed to sow the seeds of doubt into their viewers' minds. This eventually opened the door for even more skepticism about Lilly's seemingly pure on-camera personality, though most people still gave them the benefit of the doubt. That is, until Lilly started becoming a bit more obvious with their rage bait videos. You see, after the success of their video documenting the encounter with the TERF lady, Lilly's content started making a subtle shift. They were still posting their food rating videos, but the content that was getting them the most views was their misgendering videos. In these videos, Lilly would post incidents where restaurant staff and waiters called them sir largely by accident, leading to Lilly getting visibly upset and often complaining to the manager.
It looks like he's having a nice.
Oof. Dang, that's a nice plate, by the way.
Please,
She, her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
But it was not all good.
And you know what's ironic about this? It's like you could also say this person's being racist because they're bullying minorities who don't have this social construct in their home countries or their culture, and it's really mostly a Western thing. And even then, it's not even a majority Western thing. They're just bullying minority, foreigners into getting virtue signal points. If that isn't the most convenient Yas Queen Slay, God, that's crazy. The worse the more you think about it, the worse it gets. Anyway,
Hi. I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sir.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, like it.
I'm
it's
sorry,
just,
sir.
Like, a
Can you
knife in the
imagine?
heart. I did specifically ask ahead of time not to be called sir.
On the surface, these videos seemed educational, designed to teach their viewers how it feels to be misgendered.
Did you call me sir?
Look at the dog. Why does the dog look like that?
I just want to tell you that the person who gave me this called me sir.
What?
Called me sir.
Oh.
It's just like,
You hear it, man? Are we just bullying foreigners? Jesus Christ, dude. What's going on here? Like you could exist without picking on foreign people.
It kind of just hurts a lot to get called sir.
Oh, sorry about that.
Very good. Thank you so much. No, yeah. Thank you. I'm not a sir. Nothing like a good misgendering. It is a knife in the gut when I get called sir. I feel like I need to tell him.
Of course. You have to. You have to tell everybody. You have to make sure everyone knows. Clue too, by the way. Because, you know, regular people don't do that. But hey, you know, whatever.
I need to tell him that hurt. It hurts more though, and it's not intentional because it means like this is sir to him. I know you didn't mean it, but I'm not a sir.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I know you didn't mean it.
No, you did mean it. Kill him. Murder. Just kidding. Oh, dude, in a video game. To ruin his life. Ruin his job. Make sure he's homeless. Make sure he never has a career ever again. He deserved it. He's evil. He is literally the devil. If this was fucking 2020, this is literally what they would be doing back then. They would be trying to ruin this person's life forever.
It's just, you know, it hurts. I know when people clock me, it's fine, but like it does kind of hurt. Thank you. I'm not sir.
Oh, sorry.
Woo, that looks good. Damn. I'm a fat fuck, I'll be honest.
Not sir. Not sir. But the guy who dropped the food off, he called me sir twice in a row.
Okay. I'll let him know that, and
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But as more and more of them started popping up, their audience started getting visibly annoyed at their treatments of the waiters, with people commenting, "My God, you're so sensitive." And why speak with a manager and make people feel even more guilty for misgendering you? It's going to happen, get over it. People also pointed out that most of these workers are probably on a minimum wage working long hours, and judging from their accents, many didn't sound like English was their first language. So most of them
Actually, they should know because my mental illness has to be accommodated by everyone on the planet. And if they don't, their lives should be ruined and they should lose everything. How dare this foreigner not know my specific requests and every need that I need before I enter this building? How dare they and not acknowledge everything about me? What the fuck is going on, dude? This video is actually unironically annoying. Or no, actually, this person is annoying.
Probably didn't mean to misgender Lilly Tino. Regardless of some pushback, these videos were incredibly successful at gathering attention from the internet.
It is I always have my theory, and it always is proven right. Convenient belief systems. When your belief system is so convenient, how convenient that your belief system of being like, oh, you got to have an identity that gets misgendered. Oh, and look at all this content you have now. How convenient. Everything is so convenient. What the fuck is going on? I hate it. I hate it. It's another word for it is called content brain.
With the views on Lilly's TikToks ascending into the millions. However, it wouldn't take long for this attention to turn into a curse for Lilly, because some people saw how upset Lilly got at being misgendered and decided to farm it for entertainment by openly taunting them in the public.
Is it a 10 out of 10, sir?
That's so fucked up, dude. Regardless of how you feel, I hate stream snipers and I hate all that. But that's so messed up, dude. That's so messed up.
I don't know what's exclusive.
Oh, would you like to show your faces?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to say that to the camera?
Yeah, that's... Yeah, I'm just gonna not say anything now. I'm just gonna keep going. You want to say that to the camera? Oh, I can't hold back. Hold on. No, hey, that voice got hella deep, bro. Watch this.
Oh, would you like to show your faces?
So like that's like feminine voice. I see what they're trying to do. Whatever. Don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Watch this.
Do you want to say that to the camera?
You want to say that to the camera? Look at the night and day voices. What the fuck is this?
Sir, I don't know it's exclusive.
Oh, would you like to show your faces?
Yes.
Very
Okay.
nice. Watch this.
Do you want to say that to the camera?
You want to say that to the camera? Who's on the camera?
Hundreds and hundreds of people watching you.
Hundreds. Hundreds.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Come on,
You just
motherfucker.
called me a man. Don't be a coward.
The square
Don't be a
up.
coward.
And while many people were still on their side through all of
That and then their voice went back to what they were doing earlier. I just, you know what? I had to point it out. It was so crazy.
this, they would all turn on them eventually when a disturbing discovery about their past came to light. In April 2024, a Twitter user by the name of Riley posted some screenshots of Lilly Tino's disturbing Reddit posts and conversations from when they were 18, including Lilly Tino's recounting of an inappropriate encounter they had when they were just 3 years old with another girl of the same age.
I did not know about this. This is actually crazy. What the fuck, dude? We're only halfway through the video. I was memeing and I didn't realize this guy's a fucking actual creep. How does the stereotype keep fulfilling itself? But also, what the fuck, dude? Wait, what? The plot twist. Did not see this coming. Sort of.
And framing it as something erotic. There's also a Reddit post I found where Lilly posted a picture doing blackface with Nutella.
Almost like it's a fetish.
And when someone called them out for it, they responded with, "It's funny, geez, lighten up guys." These racist and straight up PDF-philic posts highlighted Lilly's hypocrisy, considering how most of their popular content on TikTok was berating minimum wage workers for mistakenly calling them sir. Riley's Twitter post also featured a screenshot where someone was discussing how Lilly had become desperate enough to try and recreate their Cheesecake Factory moment, and that they were going to choose Disneyland as the place to catch another turf and get them ejected for more attention.
I just don't understand this. Like, this is why, like, I was making the joke earlier that people do it for a fetish. Like, it's mostly a fetish. But I just think that we need to understand that there has to be a line in regards to you shouldn't be trying to seek this type of behavior out. Does that make sense? Like, if you're trying to represent a movement at all, you shouldn't be going purposely out of your way to try to harass them into giving you content, because people will see through that 99% of the time. It's kind of like those videos where people put PS5s in cars out in the open in some neighborhood that's known for crime. Of course the PS5 is going to get stolen and they're going to break into the car. Yeah, we still shouldn't ignore the criminals and all that breaking into the car, but it does feel kind of disingenuous and kind of nasty when that's your whole content is just farming people breaking, like farming crime for views. Does that make sense? Because this unironically led to the same outcome. And I know this is a whole long ramble, but I did need to be serious about this because it's really getting out of hand. And it's one of those things where, like, because a lot of it's coded in like this Yas Queen Slay paint that's going on, it's really hard to hold it accountable. Whereas like with the old pranksters, those Joey Salad videos, like it was really easy to point it out and criticize it. Whereas like this, it's really hard to call it early before it gets worse because you're painted all these other things. And so, yeah.
And while they might have been wrong about some details, their prediction about the stunt taking place at Disneyland was spot on. But even they couldn't have guessed how perverted the stunt was going to be. As during Lilly's most recent trip, they decided to explain how sex change operations worked while sitting at a restaurant in Disneyland in front of children.
I'm gonna get banned from Disney.
They were like, "Oh, I'm gonna be on the news. I can't wait to kids know that this is what happens to you." Like, this is just so weird. Like, this is like it plays into the whole fetishes, or not the fantasy of these, or not the fantasy. I don't know. It just feels like these people target. They just like are so eager to target children. It's just so fucking weird.
I swear, we're about to get banned from Disney. Last summer, I got my cake pops removed, and the plan up until recently was to get my marshmallow wand reconfigured into a marshmallow tunnel.
Naturally, Lilly's audience were disgusted by this behavior and were quick to push back, with comments like, "This is actually gross, not a place to be talking about that stuff." And
But to them it is, because Yas Queen slay.
"This is disgusting. You could have done that in a million other places than a child's wonderland. You need to be banned and registered." But even if you disregard the fact that Lilly is talking about this in Disneyland, wearing Disney merch and sitting in a public place that's surrounded by children, you can't ignore that they posted this video on TikTok, a platform that nowadays is also dominated by children.
Exactly. Oh, almost like, they have a target demographic they continually go after. Who would have thought?
Controversy surrounding this video also made people rediscover one of their older videos, where
Uh-oh.
Lilly impersonated the wholesome kids character, Miss Rachel, presumably to attract children to the video and tell them about the same stuff.
Hi friends! Today we're going to talk about something super important, what it means to be transgender. It's a big word, but I promise that it's easy to understand.
And to say people weren't happy about this would be an understatement. The fact that you chose to only do this at an amusement park around kids tells me what I need to know about you. Lilly even managed to turn a large portion of the trans community against them, with comments like, "Disrespectfully, you're the reason people hate us," and "No way you're doing this again. You harm our community so much by being so inappropriate as to talk about your privates and SRS at Disney around children."
Seems, and this is why, like, I made the joke earlier that normal people don't do this, because normal people don't do this. And what I mean by this is trans people can be normal. Hello. Shocker, by the way. But what this person is pointing out is what the issue is, right? The issue is not this person's trans. The problem is there is a grown ass adult talking about some nasty shit around kids, okay, in Disneyland or Disney World, right? Disney in general. Actual regular trans people, I say regular because they're just like everyone else. They just want to be left alone like everyone else. They don't make it their whole personality. They don't go out of their way to make sure kids around them know. Like, they just say, "Hey, you know what? I'm trans. That's it. Like, that's a part of me, but that's not everything I am." This is what I'm talking about, right? There's a distinction. I think people need to understand that.
"I do not and will never accept you in our community," getting thousands of likes.
Yeah, like, and again, like, you it's so weird. It's like, and another example of this type of behavior is Ava Chris Tyson. It's there's people, I think, who do it for a fetish, and then there's people who have actual, like, um mental disorders that just don't allow them to feel comfortable in who what their body is, right? And so they might do different things to remedy that, or different things to solve that. But then there's people, but that's like something completely different. That's something a lot of these people have out of their control. You're not born with with how your brain is going to function. Like, you can't choose how your brain's going to function once you get older. I mean, well, you can't choose it at birth, but you know what I mean. The idea is there's people who have actual things that are, wrong with them, and they just choose to make the best of it regardless of what it is. Then there's people who fetishize it. And this is, I think, what LillyTino was doing. which ends up being very along the lines of what Ava Chris Tyson was doing too.
But the only thing Lilly cared about by this point was to get as much engagement and by extension money as possible. Now, it's unclear if they were just being stupid or wanted to take things to the next level. What is clear, however, is that Lilly's next stunt single-handedly marked the end of their career on TikTok. On the 2nd of June 2025, Lilly would upload a TikTok titled Bathroom Tea, which showcased a slideshow of Lilly taking selfies in every bathroom in Disneyland. The purpose of these images was to rank each bathroom in terms of safety for transgenders. But while Lilly found most of them safe, the same probably couldn't be said for the other people in there, as a comment with over 300,000 likes states,
Jesus Christ.
"I felt safe. Girl, no one else did though, because in most of these selfies, Lilly captured multiple other people in the background without their consent, which wasn't just weird, it was potentially straight up illegal."
Which is ironic because one of the complaints women have that is justified, by the way, one of the very, very valid concerns women have, right? Biological women have, is that they don't feel comfortable with men being in their spaces because of phones and technology. And then what does this person do? Takes pictures of women in restrooms without their consent. Man, how ironic this whole thing is.
One angry viewer threatened to report Lilly to Disneyland so they could never step foot in one of their establishments again, writing, "Hey, so this is illegal in the state of Florida, and I am sending this, as well as your corn dog video, to Disney. I have already spoken on the phone with them about this, and they have requested the links for video proof, which also means you would be banned from Disney cruises, since you have made it known that that's the next trip you're going to beg other people to pay for."
Which, by the way, crazy. That's actually wild. Were they really going to do a Disney cruise afterwards? Which, by the way, Disney don't play. Disney is, they call it the Disney Mafia for a reason.
Of course, Lilly took this entirely the wrong way, coming out with another TikTok where they tried to diminish their actions with a classic case of whataboutism.
Those Disney bathroom selfies got y'all real upset, huh? Saying, "Oh, Lilly, you can't take selfies in the bathroom. It's not appropriate." Well, let me remind you that literally every celebrity you've ever enjoyed on screen has at one point taken a bathroom selfie. For example, and it's not just celebrities. Any woman you ever meet has likely taken a photo in a public bathroom. Why, you ask? Because we look cute and we want to document it.
And even tried to turn this into a trans issue instead of something they personally did wrong.
Easy answer here is, "Oh, Lilly, you're a trans woman, so you..."
Oh, dang. Almost as if it's a legal issue and not a trans issue. Weird.
You get held to a different standard, and that is true. But people judge trans women differently depending on how well they pass. If you pass, that means you don't look trans. I know that I don't pass. Trust me, I know. But passing privilege is a real thing.
Lilly Tino.
Dang. Imagine then doing like the oppression Olympics against trans people against other trans people is kind of crazy. Like just like focus on yourself and how to be a good person and like a normal person, regardless if you're trans, biologically, whatever you were. Like none of these behaviors have anything to do with what's going on, right? Like medically. It has everything to do with responsibility and accountability. Like what the fuck?
Clearly missed the actual point of the criticism.
Yes.
It wasn't about whether or not they should be allowed to take a mirror selfie because they don't pass. It's that Lilly took these mirror selfies with other people in the background. People who probably didn't consent to having their face posted on the internet for everyone to see. Now, there's a good chance Lilly knows exactly why they were being criticized, especially since the whole point of their ranking system was to show how, quote, safe these bathrooms were, meaning Lilly was actually rating the people inside, not the bathrooms. But instead of shedding light on the real issue, they reverted back to their rage bait nature, trying to get even more engagement on their TikToks by crying about abuse. However, it backfired completely, with no one coming to Lilly's support this time. But But being shunned by their own audience was about to become the least of Lilly's worries, because just a couple of days later, Lilly was sued.
But this is the thing, though. And how do I say this? Like, there's a certain point. How do I make my point? I don't think this person was doing this to rage bait. I think there's a sense of being so gassed up because of the Yas Queen Slay from the beginning of their career to what now has happened. I think there was so much of a gassed up, they felt that they were in the morally right thing, that they were, at least I would assume, right? I think that they're actually believing that they're doing the right thing because of the people on the internet gassing them up. So I don't actually think that this is rage bait. I do think that maybe there's a little bit, but I don't actually want to chalk it up to all of it being that. It's much easier to prove, in my opinion, that the person actually was gassed up and believed what they were doing versus just complete rage bait. Because the thing is, it's like, why would you continually rage bait a very left and radical audience that you know is known for eating itself? I always make this connection: the Ouroboros, the snake that keeps eating itself. The radical lefts of the internet, right? Regardless of how you feel and where you fall, if you like that audience or not, doesn't matter. The known habit of that audience is that it will consume you if you're not good enough, if you're not virtue signaling enough, if you're not the, it's the purity test. It'll, regardless of how you feel or how you fall on the spectrum, if you appeal to that audience, they always eat their own because that's how they get on top, right? So like, oh, I'm gay. Well, I'm trans and my audience doesn't like you now, and we eat you and now my audience grows, right? That's how it works on that side of the internet. So that's why I just don't, it's impossible for me to believe, not impossible. I just think it's extremely unlikely that if they really understood their audience, they knew that rage baiting would end up like this because this is what they do. In the same way, like the right, right? The right likes like the more radical right likes boycotting. Um, and that could also be pretty rough on the audience, depending, right? So it's just you just have to understand your audience, and if you're that big of a creator, it's just really hard for me to believe that you don't know anything about your what audience you're appealing to.
By at least 2 women for their pictures at Disneyland, one of which was the mother whose child appeared in the background of these photos. But even this was just the beginning of Lilly's troubles.
Well, yeah, a fucking sick freak. It's almost like it's a fetish.
Because as it turned out, this controversy reached the Florida Attorney General's office as well, prompting them to launch a criminal investigation into Lilly's actions. If convicted, Lilly could face up to 5 years in prison and a $5,000 fine under Florida's strict privacy statutes, which prohibits unauthorized photography in a setting where people expect a reasonable degree of privacy.
I think what's fair is 5 years in prison and throw their ass on a registry. $5,000 fine is, it's not going to be enough for this person, so fuck the fine. Just 5 years and on the registry and we're good. I think that's fair.
Lilly's rage baiting and degenerate behavior had finally caught up to them. They responded to the news on TikTok looking utterly defeated, though still in denial.
So the whole point of why I do what I do, which is create content, is to educate and to entertain.
And still clinging on to the
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think this person was trying to rage bait the entire time. I think they were really thought that they were the hero of this story and not the villain. Because villains rage bait. The Joker rage baits because they know it's going to make Batman mad. But they don't really get anything out of it just out of making Batman mad. They don't get richer. Right? Like, I don't know.
victim card.
You know, I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm always going to be a confrontational person, but I think there's ways to do it that are not channeling the anger I feel at the world for hurting me.
Yeah, that sounds like a villain, literally. That literally sounds like a villain. Like in a monologue they say right before, you know, throwing a stick of dynamite in where Batman is or something. Like, what are they on? Like, this is just like this whole thing could just be solved by like getting actual help and not being surrounded with people who are just yes people. I think that is always going to be destructive, no matter who you are, where you are, what you want to be. It does not matter. Support is true in your ups and your downs, not in this phony virtue signal stuff. Like, I think that's where you're gonna get the best results out of your life, regardless of what we're talking about.
So, to that end, I'm gonna take a break.
Since then, there have been no new uploads on Lilly's channel, as they seem to be sticking to their word about taking a break.
Holy shit. 10 million, 4 million, 4 million, 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 5 million, 5 million, 8 million, 6 million, 10 million, 11 million. That shit don't miss. All bangers. What the fuck, dude? Why am I not? Every single video we talk about in regards to TikTok, everybody's got bangers except for me. What the fuck is going on? All right. Maybe I need to become trans and just start dropping these videos that are not fucking weird, but I don't know. I need to. Hey, bro, how do I get 11 million TikTok views? Jesus Christ.
Which Lilly claims is for their own insanity, but it's most likely on the orders of their lawyers until the lawsuits can be resolved.
Yeah.
Regardless of the reason, the internet as a whole couldn't be happier about them leaving the platform,
Fried.
just so they don't have to see Lilly belittle any more underpaid restaurant workers, or watch them explain SRS at Disneyland. But as their story has reached more people, it has given rise to multiple theories trying to explain their reasoning for behaving this way. One of the most popular of which claims that Lilly has just been cosplaying as a woman ever since they started posting on TikTok.
That's what I'm saying. There's people who are just fetish, making it a fetish, but they're actually some weird weirdos. They're just like, some people you got to investigate. You know what I mean? I don't know. If it happened with Ava Chris Tyson, why are we acting surprised? All I'm saying.
This argument stems from the fact that it's been 3 years since they first started talking about transitioning, but there have been no noticeable changes in Lilly's physique or their voice.
2007, if you went to a grocery store or a salon or anywhere that sold magazines, there was one.
They claim that this is just what Lilly is into and they have no intention of ever getting any surgery, which might actually have some truth to it, since so much of Lilly's content, even before these disgusting videos at Disneyland, revolved around them explaining why they haven't been able to get the surgery. It might be Lilly's way of offering excuses time and time again, when in reality they have no intention of ever actually transitioning, just so they can continue to farm videos of people misgendering them accidentally. Another popular thing.
That is some diabolical shit, though. If you really think about it, that is some diabolical shit, because it shows that you could literally play into the radical left to just become a millionaire or wealthy. And then, well, I mean, I'm just describing grifting. Yep, basically a grifter, but on the next level. Damn, dude. Is this the level of grifting we have to resort to become millionaires? What am I doing? I'm just talking about random shit all the time, and yet I'm here. What am I doing wrong? Do I need to be? Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do, guys. I need 10 million, 4 million, 5 million views on TikTok to survive. So my next video will probably be something crazy. Not as crazy as this, but it'll definitely be something crazy. So
Theory is that Lilly's initial intentions towards their content were actually quite pure, but as they started gaining fame online, they became addicted to attention. resulting in Lilly creating rage bait videos that gradually became more and more intense as time went on.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's a rage bait. I think they were just gassed up because people were gassed up like crazy back then because Yas Queen Slay. It's a hell of a drug. People do dumb shit for clout. So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't underestimate. Clout is hell of a drug. Stop it. Don't get some help. Clout, you don't need clout to survive. If anything, clout makes your life worse because now you have to account for it when you're doing anything.
As the theory goes, it started with their turf video that went viral.
You know I'm a turf, right?
And then progressed to all their misgendering TikToks.
Looks like he's having
Struggled. Why didn't you keep? Hey, that's just good content. Content creator habits, right? You find what works and you keep doing it.
a nice feast.
She, her.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
Until finally evolving into their antics at Disney, which eventually got them pretty much kicked off the platform. Now, there's no way to actually prove which one, if any, of these theories is correct. But one thing's for sure, Lilly's actions have managed to somehow unite the entire internet against them. Even the trans community and those who hate the trans community agree that Lilly is exactly the type of person who gives trans people a bad name.
Ironically, trans people have been speaking up for a long time, but they always get shut out by other people in their community because they feel that any progress is better than good progress. Does that make sense? And I know this because I have trans friends, believe it or not. I don't want to speak entirely from them, but because obviously, like, I'm not going to be able to explain it the way they explain it. But that's kind of the general sentiment is like they have been speaking out for a long time. It's just people within the trans community who are probably not actually trans, or have their best interests just feel that all progress is better than no progress. Whereas like there is such thing as negative progress, I guess, negative results, right? You can always move the movement backwards without realizing it. So it's just, yeah, it's a whole debate. I don't want to get into that because it's not really what this video is about. But it's crazy that everybody unanimously agrees that this is a shitty person.
At this point, it's unclear if Lilly will ever return to TikTok, but considering that there's a petition with over 500,000 signatures to ban Lilly
Jesus
from the platform.
Christ, dude, what the fuck? That's more followers than that person has. I'm surprised TikTok didn't ban them for that. I mean, it's a Chinese company, but that seems like an easy slam dunk. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Love you guys. Check out the next one. Bye-bye. This video is brought to you, actually, by viewers like you. Thank you so much for subscribing and being part of my journey and allowing me to be a part of yours. Let's create new memories this 2025 on our road to 1 million subscribers. And with all that jazz out of the way, I just want to say thank you so much. I love y'all and enjoy the video.